How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another video. Today's video is going to be on the Greenworks 2000 PSI pressure washer. If you noticed in the last video, I was actually using an 1800 pound PSI. It's a 18 PSI Greenworks pressure washer, which was my son's. I borrowed it off of him, and I really hate to borrow tools. That's something I really don't do often, but if I see I really need something and it's going to pay itself off if I get it, I'm going to buy it. So that's what I did. I got the Greenworks 2000. It's only 200 pounds more. In this video, what we'll do is we'll get it out of the box and we're going to go over some of the attachments that they come with, which I didn't in the last video. And I do believe that the 1800 pound or the 1800 PSI pressure washer comes with the exact same attachment. So give you a little bit more information on it. This one here wasn't too much more money for this one than it was for the 1800 PSI one, so I figured I'd go ahead and get this one, and maybe I can tell you how much difference there is in both of these machines. So let's get to opening up this box. Alright, this is the Greenworks 2000 PSI, pounds per square inch. This used 1.2 gallons of water per minute, which is not really that bad, considering a hose probably uses a whole lot more than that. So let's get to opening up this box. I apologize for all the noise in the background. We do have neighbors at this place, and they're working on a house next door. That's okay, because we're working on a house next door to them too. Now I do want to tell you guys, I picked this up. You can pick this right up at Amazon. I think they got the best prices on these power washers. So if you're wanting one of these, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below. You can pick yourself one up if you're interested in this model or the other one. I'll leave a link for both of them in the description below. So we're going to get all of our stuff out, lay it out here, get this guy put together. Okay, here's all of our parts. We're going to get to putting this guy together. Okay, our first step is going to be putting the wheels on. You have two nice big old wheels, and each one of them is going to come with their own hardware. You have a pin, two washers, and a clip. We're going to go ahead and get them put on. I thought this was going to be hard, but it's really not. We got just our pin that's going to go in the wheel, one washer on the back side, then we have another washer and a clip which will go on the inside. So we're going to pick this guy up, get our wheel on, lay it down there, slide our one washer on that side, and put our clip in there. So now we got one wheel installed. We'll do the same thing to the other side. Pretty simple. We're going to throw our pin in, hold it up with our leg, put our other washer on, slide it into its hole where it goes. We're going to put the other washer and clip on. The washer goes on first, then our clip goes in second. Simple as that. In our next step, we're going to slide our handle down in. Make sure we got this in the right direction. Pretty simple there. Alright, now we have this piece to put on. This is the front of our power washer. It goes right on the front of this handle. It has little slots, and it has these really cool little 4 screws that'll go into each one of these holes. So what we'll do, we'll slide it in its little slots there. Pretty simple. We'll give them a start with our finger a little bit if we can. We'll grab our wrench, which I'm just using a small impact. Give them a little snug. You don't want to over tighten these, you just want them on there. Simple as that. Easy, easy. Now that we got all 4 of our screws in here holding this piece on, now we got this piece to put on. And this is either going to hold the hose or it's going to hold the electric cord. So that's another simple one. These are the 2 pieces you have. This is going to mount to the handle, like so. And then this big bolt with the washer on it is going to go right down inside of here. We're going to get that to fall down in. That way the screw holds out the bottom. Stick our finger down in there and hold it into place. Shove this in. And then you'll be able to stick it right in there. And this here, you're probably going to have you a screwdriver, because the tip on that impact is not going to reach it back in there. So you just get that thing tightened up decently tight. Now once you got that tight, this thing will be able to move a little bit. So we don't want it so tight that it doesn't move, but we do want it pretty tight. That's pretty good right there. Now on the left hand side of the power washer, this is going to be for a wand. This will hold our wand. When we're done spraying, we'll be able to stick it right inside of there. And basically this is just like putting this piece here on. You're going to stick it on like this, put your screw. This is the screw you're going to be using. Put it up in here. Give it a snug. Don't over tighten this stuff. Just enough. You don't want it too tight, you just want it just enough. So now our power washer is it's getting pretty close to being ready to use. Now you're going to have this piece here sitting in the bottom of your box, and you're going to wonder, where's this thing go? It doesn't show in the instructions, but right up in here is where it's going to go. You're going to put it up in, there's 2 little clips up in there. Put it in there, and then there's a little snap. You'll see it, it's got a little snap right here. Push it in like that. Now we got something to roll either our hose or our reel on. I'm not sure which one goes where, but that's where that little piece is going to go there. Alright, another little piece you're going to find in the bag is your turbo nozzle. This is a really cool nozzle. We're going to get to this a little bit later, but it's in a bag. I don't know why, but it says turbo up here. This is where it's going to go. Right in that little slot there. Make sure it goes back there. You don't want to lose none of these little tips, and I'll go through each one of these tips when we get done. At this point, we are done with the screwdriver. It only took a Phillips screwdriver to pretty much put this whole entire thing together. So let's get to the next step. All right, now we got to do the wand. We got to get this wand ready to put our hoses on. And if you notice, you have one chrome looking piece of pipe. It has a plastic cap on the end. What we want to do is unscrew this plastic cap. Pretty simple. And then you're going to look on you have the trigger on this side here. This is going to fit right up inside of this. It has a little rubber bushing in there, and all you got to do is screw it on. You don't have to over tighten it, just hand tight is fine. So the other end, on this end here, you're going to take the plastic cap off of it the same way. You could either unscrew it or just pull it off. It'll go either way. And that is where our hose is going to come in. You have a nice, pretty good size hose here. I think it's probably 25 footer. We'll stretch it out or we'll find out what it is. I'll let you know. So now this piece right here, and it doesn't matter what end goes on this sprayer, either or will work. So all you got to do is put it up in there just like so and screw it on. You don't have to over tighten this either, just enough. Okay, now when you're looking down at your pressure washer, you're going to see one big green fitting here. This is where your water hose is going to go. This side over here is the other side of that blue line that went to your wand. We're going to take it off, and we're going to screw this piece into there. Okay, at this point right now, our power washer is really, it's ready for water. We can get this thing going here in not too long. All we gotta do is get our water hooked up to it. All right, the only thing we need now is we need water. This is gonna be where our water hooks up. And by the way, I wanted to let you know that I looked there, and this blue hose going to the wand is 35 feet long. So that's a pretty good size hose there. All you got to do is screw it on. Now, I do like having a shut-off on my water hose. I have a shut-off here. So now all I have to do is turn the water on to the machine. And that you're just going to tighten the same way you would a water hose. Just about as tight as you can get it by your hands. Okay, now what you want to do, before you put any power to this, you do not want to turn that on yet. What you want to do is take your wand out and pull the trigger and run some water through it. We want water to come through it first, so you have water through your system. We don't want to run this thing dry, and that looks like we got plenty of water. I just hold it for just a minute or so to make sure I got plenty of water going through there to keep the inside lubed up. You don't want to run these pumps dry, and that means with no water at all. So now that we have water coming out of there, we're going to use our first tip. This is the 40% tip. This is great for washing cars. This is a good tip for all around just about anything. Don't put these tips on with the machine running. Make sure the machine's turned off. All you got to do, let me get a little close up here. You're going to take this, pull it back, and push it in. Then when you want it out, you're going to pull it back, pull it out. Pull it back, push it in. Now, you can twist these. You'll have a fan go this way, or you can have the fan go this way, or whatever direction you want. So this one's ready to go. Now that we got water, we're all primed up. Water's in it. We'll go ahead and kick the button on. Now, if you notice, the machine shut off. The machine will only come on when it loses pressure. And when it loses pressure, that's when I'm pulling the trigger. Pretty easy. Okay, something else that your machine will come with, this little thing here, kind of looks like a little key. This is to clean your tips. Now, there will be a time when you get maybe a piece of debris or something down in there, and you might have to take this tip and clean the tip out. That's what that's used for, right there. That's going to be used to clean the tip out. Because sometimes you'll get dirty water. If you guys watched the video where I changed the water pipes in this house, that little bit of rust will clog these tips up. Alright, the first tip we're going to use is the white one, and this is the 40-degree fan. It's 40 degrees. So we're going to give it a try. And you guys noticed I did some of these steps on my last video, but I knew I was going to go pick one of these up, but I needed a place to show you how it worked. And this is what I was going to use it on. So let's give it a try. Alright, that worked pretty good. You could definitely see the difference in that step. Make sure you guys can see this alright. So there's our 40 degree. Or, yeah, it's a 40 degree. Alright, that's the 40. Now we're going to try the 25. Now this is not going to be quite as wide a path. Let's give it a shot and see what it does. We should have a little bit more pressure in this tip. Can you guys see that okay? How that's coming off? That's amazing how well it takes the stain off of these steps. It's unreal. Let's see if we can get a little better view here. Let's do a little bit of the flat on the step here. Watch the flat. Man, for a little pressure washer, it's unreal how well that thing works. Alright, now we have a soap nozzle here. This is for suds, and I don't have any soap to run through the machine to show you how it works. So it's not really, it just comes out sort of like a water hose. It's not really no pressure to it. It just kind of makes suds. But the real one you want is the turbo one. So we're going to do the turbo one on this other side. And we're going to see, this thing only comes with 4 tips. So we're on the turbo right now. This thing's going to be pretty awesome, I have a feeling. Man, look at that thing clean. That thing cleans pretty awesome, man. That thing's sweet. That turbo nozzle, you can't beat it. We're going to use this turbo nozzle on the base of this thing. This thing really works well. That thing really cuts it quick. I see a little spot here. Let's do this a little bit more. Watch. Taking that right off. Is that sweet or what? Them steps are so old and they got so much green like mold on them, and this thing is just wiping it off like nothing. Alright, I'm going to be removing these boards, so I might try to see if this thing will take the paint off of them boards. Tell you what, if you got any loose paint, I guarantee you that thing's going to take it off. I don't want to do too much of that because it looks like it's going to leave a mess all over my steps. So that's the 4 nozzles that this thing comes with. It has a 25 degree, a 40 degree. It comes with this turbo one and the soap nozzle. Make sure you put them back where you got them from. That way you can have them each time you use this machine. One more thing I wanted to add before I leave the video. Your little hose, make sure you don't kink it. You don't want to kink this hose. It may end up blistering there and you'll get a leak. So this is the Greenworks 2000 PSI. Now, I don't think there's much of a difference between the 2000 and the 1800. To be honest with you, I think they're about the same. Everything weighs the same. Everything feels the same. It doesn't feel like it really has any more pressure. I think I would go with the 1800 PSI. I think you'll be just fine with that. It's basically the same exact machine. It just has 200 more PSI, which you cannot tell when you're power washing. So I would like to tell everybody thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. Till next time.